Hi everyone, welcome to this week's vlog. These are videos or clips of me paddleboarding the evening of July 28th. As many of you know, we had a tsunami warning here in Hawaii on July 29. So yeah, as you can see, the water is super calm. It was a beautiful evening, and then we'll get into exactly what happened after that. You guys, I actually can't believe I'm recording this right now. Like, as I record this, I'm actually shaking. I'm having to evacuate because there was just a tsunami warning. And so I'm getting all my stuff together and headed to my friend's house, who is kind of in a clear zone, but I'm in the red zone. So I just got the warning. I had no idea this was happening. Like, it was, which is weird, it was like calm waters yesterday. We'll see. But yeah, there was apparently an earthquake in Russia and we have a tsunami warning issued. So I just wanted to record that. I was actually even like working on a video and now we just got this warning. So anyways, I'm gonna put my phone down and get moving. All right. Hey everyone, so I obviously was not expecting to make a video like this. It's so interesting. Like I said in another video, you just never know what, I feel like I've just haven't known what to expect every day since living on this island. I mean, with the weather, it changes sometimes like every 5 minutes. So I wanted to get everything straight about like the events that occurred yesterday, you know, like in order. I see a lot of YouTube videos where people are like very specific about things as they played out, and for me, I'm really new to this, and I guess it's my way of things sometimes is maybe different than the average YouTuber or whatever. I'm just unique in that way, I guess. But no, I'm just gonna try to be as specific as possible about like everything that happened yesterday from my perspective, and try to be as informative as possible. And I guess this is just kind of a video describing my journey with what happened and how it affected me, and just my diary of like the experience, because I think maybe to some people it might be very interesting if they've never experienced what happened yesterday before, or want knowledge about Hawaii, and who knows. This is just a journal documentary video from me and whoever else wants to know. Yesterday was July 29. It was a normal day. I mean, the weather was really beautiful, as it really always is in Hawaii, and I had went grocery shopping in the morning and everything seemed fine. Like everyone was just running their errands and it was just a normal day. And it was kind of gonna be a relaxing day for me. I was kind of tired from the day before, and I was gonna use yesterday to just look through my GoPro footage, because I had a lot of GoPro footage, and maybe upload a video on YouTube. So I was sitting on my couch and looking through my GoPro footage, it was the afternoon. So I looked at what time we got the emergency alerts. So we got multiple emergency alerts. The first emergency alert happened at 2:44 p.m. Hawaii time. So we are 3 hours behind Pacific Standard Time, and I think 6 hours behind Eastern Standard Time. We are just hours behind a lot of the United States. And I mean, if you can imagine, like, people who live here who are doing remote working, they have to wake up extremely early in the morning if they have like office hours on the East Coast, or even like in Texas or even in California, like they're 3 hours ahead. So anyways, to put that into perspective for work stuff in general, if you're ever considering doing remote stuff from Hawaii. So I had my phone near me because I was looking at GoPro footage, and all of a sudden I get this warning, and it just, that like warning sign obviously like kind of causes a little bit of distress in the moment, as it in like any situation, because it's like that flashing beeping alarm. And it was the National Weather Service that issued a tsunami warning. It wasn't an advisory, I don't believe, at first. It was immediately a warning. I remember it said something like, you need to evacuate. What did it say? I don't even know what it said, guys, but exactly what it said. But basically, if you're near the ocean, you need to evacuate the area immediately and start getting to higher elevation. And it was saying do that immediately. It wasn't like an advisory. It was just a full on, like, you need to leave the area like as soon as possible. And at first I was like, I couldn't wrap my head around it, really. I kind of like sat there and I was like, what? Like, looking outside, I was like, what is going on right now? I mean, that was like my immediate reaction. And I had just gotten off the phone with my dad, I believe. I sat there for a moment thinking, no, this cannot be true. Like, this cannot be real. Like, how, why? And then I look on YouTube. I don't think I have the news channel on my TV. Not that I'm aware of. I get a lot of my news from like clips on YouTube. It's really bad. I don't know. I should have more access to the news. And for whatever reason, like, I think it was the Hawaii News Channel was like popped up right away on my YouTube, and I looked at it, and they were talking about the tsunami warning, and they were just basically making it clear, like, yeah, like, if you got that warning, like, you need to evacuate the area immediately. You need to get to higher ground until further notice. There was an earthquake in Russia, and it's causing tsunami warnings. Okay, I'm getting way ahead of myself. But basically, the news confirmed, like, okay, this is actually serious, and I need to start doing something. And then I called my dad, and I was like, I was really kind of casual about it, like, and I was just like, yeah, I just got a warning that, we just got a tsunami warning on my phone. And he was like, I don't even know what his reaction was, but he said something along the lines of like, don't you guys get those a lot? And I was like, no, I have not gotten one since I moved here. Like, I've never gotten a tsunami warning here. We get like those practice alarms go off at the first of the month, but like, no, I've never gotten a tsunami warning. So I was like, I think this is serious. So I think I was just like, I'm gonna just start packing up my stuff, and yeah, I'll let you know what I do. So I hung up the phone, and actually my friend who lives here reached out to me saying, like, did you get that warning? But she's like my closest friend here, and she and her husband live in the area. They were the first people that I was gonna call. But she had ended up calling or texting me and asking if I had gotten that. And like my sister had reached out to me saying like, are you okay? And I'm like, oh my, all of a sudden I'm getting these like texts and I'm like, oh my God, like this is serious. Like, okay, this is serious. So I start like just really, it took me about 10 minutes, I think, to pack up things that I needed to pack up. And I think this is just so important to know, because emergency situations like this can happen like anytime. And I do have to say that Hawaii did a really good job of acting immediately. And yeah, I just wanted to say that. There was a lot of traffic on the freeways, and fortunately, like, I wasn't in those situations. It started getting a little bit of traffic in my area, but I was kind of one of the first people to like start to leave. We got 2 hours, I think it was like 2 hours notice before like they said the first set of waves was gonna come. So I mean, fortunately, you know, like I was home, but a lot of people were at work, and it was still like the middle of the work day. So yeah, there was a lot of traffic I heard in Honolulu area, people trying to go back to their homes or evacuate. And okay, so I'm doing this in clips because these are getting a little bit long, but I think this happened in a matter of like 20 minutes before I actually drove my car and evacuated to my friend's house. Basically, I told my friend, I think texted her husband too, because she's out of town, but I said, hey, did you get that? Warning. I'm like nervously laughing. I said, can I evacuate to your guys' house? I'm in the red zone. And I didn't even see where they were, but they live on a hill, like a really steep hill. So I was like, they are probably safe. And they live like, I think they live about like 5 minutes up the road from me. But anyways, so yeah, I just said like, can I evacuate to your house? And they graciously let me evacuate to their house. So I start packing up my stuff. And so I think this is a really important thing. Fortunately, I am a minimalist right now. I don't really have that much, well, I don't know if I would even call me a minimalist. Maybe some people would consider me a minimalist. I don't know. I'm like in between, you know? I'm an in-betweener of being a minimalist and not. But I think I'm more I'm the most minimalistic I've ever been in my life. So I don't have that much stuff that I'm like, I mean, obviously I've never been in an emergency situation like this before, where there are well, no, I have. We've had wildfires in San Diego. So we did evacuate, but I was young and I kind of I don't even know. I think I packed a bag and my parents took care of the rest. But this was the first time I was by myself in an emergency situation like this, in a tsunami warning. Like, never in my life have I ever been in a tsunami warning area. So what did I pack up? So right away I got my wallet, and I fortunately have a little file case that I keep all of my important paperworks in. And I highly, highly recommend anyone watching this who doesn't have that, to grab that, to have all your birth certificates, your family's birth certificates, your social security, whatever important documents, like your vaccinations, your passports, all in one place, so that like if you're in any like type of an emergency situation at home, like you can just grab that file with all your paperwork. And I highly recommend that. And what else did I grab? I had just gone grocery shopping. I grabbed some food, I filled up my water bottle, and I packed like some clothes. Like I just stuffed them in a bag. What else did I bring? Oh, I had brought, now that I think about it, I didn't bring the picture of my mom, but I did bring these flowers that she made, these felt flowers that she made. Oh my God, I didn't even bring my jewelry, now that I think about it. I brought like really the bare minimum. A bag of clothes, some toiletries, my badge for my work actually. And that's pretty much it. That's all I brought. I put my surfboard inside of my place. I closed all the windows in my place. Now that I think about it, I think I left one open. And turned off all the lights, unplugged everything, and went out of here. I was like kind of frantically packing up. I was definitely very nervous. In these types of situations, everyone I think reacts differently, and I was just thinking this morning that we have to give everyone grace for, you know, the way we all handle these types of situations. Yeah, being alone in this type of situation. Fortunately, I have some friends here, and I'm so grateful for that. I don't know if they weren't here, honestly. I just thought I just need to move to higher ground. I'm gonna go sit on the highway. It's called the Poly Highway, or even, oh no, that was my second thought. I was gonna go just up the mountain and sit on the side of the road, which I think some people did, which is the right thing to do, most likely. And anyways, I'm really grateful for that. I have friends that I could go to their house and stay without any hesitation. Because I was definitely scared. As I was leaving, I think I even asked ChatGPT, like, what should I do during a tsunami warning? And it was kind of like along the lines of what I did, you know, to prepare for everything. If any of you guys have any other information or thoughts about how to better prepare for emergency situations like this, I'd love to know. And yeah, I think it's awesome if we all like help each other out, because these times can be really scary. And some people freeze, you know, in these types of situations. People like react and being a little stunned, and I honestly felt a little bit stunned. It just seemed really surreal. So as I was leaving, the first siren, tsunami warning siren went off. Then I drove to my friend's house and I just stayed the night there. We thought that we might need to evacuate further, but so there's the red zone. On the map of Honolulu, there's the red zone, which it was literally the whole coast line was red. So that was like, you need to evacuate those areas. Then after that is the yellow zone. And my friends lived just outside of the yellow zone. So they were in the clear, but like just outside of it. And they live, like I said, on a hill. Apparently we learned that they live 150 feet above sea level. So we felt like we were safe there overnight, given what they were saying on the news. We did get prepared though, made a bunch of water bottles, honestly had life vests ready, blew up a paddleboard, got flashlights ready, you know, an emergency kit, had our bags packed thinking that we might evacuate if needed. So driving to my friend's house was really surreal too. Like, it was only for a brief 5 minutes because they don't live that far from me, but it was really surreal. So like I said, I live in the red zone. So that was just so scary to even think about, like, yeah, to see on the news, like, I'm in the red zone. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I'm still like comprehending and being like, wow, that's really wild. I actually had to evacuate. So here I am today. To get our minds off of everything, we had our phones near us, but we watched Happy Gilmore 2 and called it a night. And this morning I slept really well, which was really great. I was nervous I wasn't gonna sleep well, and I slept really well, and woke up and they had lifted the advisory, I believe. And then they had lifted the warning to an advisory. And then when I got home, we were all in the clear, I believe. So, well, we got a notification that we were in the clear. We were in the clear as of, I don't know, maybe was it 11 o'clock? No, it had to have been earlier than that, maybe 10 o'clock. So, yeah, that is my tsunami warning story. Being in a tsunami zone during an emergency like that. It's just, like I said, such a surreal experience, and just glad everyone is safe. And I just think being on an island, like, there's so many blessings to being on an island. Like, I wouldn't change it. I love being here. But you know, it is an island. Like, I think they shut down planes going in and out of Hawaii until further notice. Yeah, you know, it's a small plate. It's not a small island, but it is kind of a small island, you know? So, but everyone, I think, handled it really well, and the emergency responses teams were amazing, and it just was really cool to see how everyone acted so quickly and so respectfully. So I pray that we are all safe moving forward, and now we kind of know like what to expect if something were to happen like this again. But yeah, I just wanted to share my story just to document this, because even though I don't like think about it like that, like, I think it is something really important to document. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like so crazy or whatever, because nothing bad ended up happening, but it is pretty surreal to be in a situation like this. Like, it is interesting because I was nervous, but there was also this part of me that felt like a sense of calm. I'm still trying to process that, because I don't know if anyone could ever relate to something like that, but there was, in the initial part of it, I was very nervous. I was like anxiously like packing up everything, and then once the sirens kept going off, that was like freaking me out. But once I got to my friend's house and at their house, I felt safe. There was this sense of calm, and I mean, I was even able to sleep okay, and I don't know. So it's an interesting situation, guys, but yeah. Well, that's my story for now, and yeah, thanks for listening. This is the beach the next day after the tsunami warning. Yeah, it looks like a normal day at the beach. I was just gonna say, the waves look like a normal day when it's more windy. I live on the windward side, so there tends to be literally more wind on this side of the island, so it looks normal for a windy day. Nothing unusual at all.